They only want people on platforms in front of American Christians who, when you leave, they want you to be shouting because you're inspired. And then they're going to say, now let's sow in this moment. I feel the Lord said there's 1,000 people in here who should put $1,000 right now in this moment. Let's everybody right now, quick. Get a $1,000 check right now. And right now. And let's sow into this moment right here. You sowing into what gospel are you sowing into?
Somebody shout superabundance. I decree and declare, in the year 2024, you shall eat of the fat of the land. I'm going to say it again. I decree and declare. We're going to go from talking about $50 million in miracle reports to people saying, I made $50 million in the year.
Can you just do me a favor? Just a simple favor. Can I get about 10 of you to bring me $20? Just 10 of you. $20 that you don't need. Because we're not going to give it back to you. But just run up and when you come and say, is that all? I'm sorry to insult you all for just asking for 20. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something.
First of all, let me make it clear that I have no problem. In fact, I encourage you to give to your local church and to pour into a ministry that's pouring into you. With that being said, I also want you to understand that God is not looking at his children as, FanDuel parlays. I'm going to put a little bit of money on this and put a little money on that, and hopefully I get a return. God is not gambling on you, and you cannot gamble with God. You cannot say, well, God, since I gave you this amount of money, then I expect you to double it, triple it, and return it back to me. It don't work like that. So when you hear these pastors, these pimps coming to you, telling you that the spirit is fresh in the room, the spirit is flowing in the room, you better sow while God is moving. I give to God because he has to give it back to me. I pay so much money in tithes so that God will do this. And listen, or you hear these people saying, the Spirit of God told me that you need to sow $333 right now. I need 33 people to sow $333.33. No, that's make-believe. The Bible clearly outlines a success pattern for how you can have a certain level of financial success. Now, everybody's level of financial success is going to be different, but the Bible makes it plain. The borrower is slave to the lender. If you just read the word and you try your best to live by the word, it tells you how you're supposed to plan. It shows you the level of humility you're supposed to have, the level of work ethic you're supposed to have, how you're supposed to manage your money, how you're supposed to go about giving and being generous. It shows you about how you ought to have. It tells you everything you need to know about your character, your personality, your work ethic, your planning, your vision, your money management, your giving, your charitable acts, your humility. If you put all of those things into action, it will lead to you being financially successful. It will lead to that. But please stop listening to these people telling you that God told them you're supposed to be sowing. Since they read John 3:16, they need 316 people to sow $316. They making that up. They are making it up. God is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Don't get me wrong. People can be blessed, and there are certain blessings and things that God will, and favor that God will pour out on people that will be instantaneous. The scripture does say he did it suddenly. So people do get sudden blessings. People do get overnight, like God will overnight a blessing to you. He will do that. So I'm not saying that doesn't happen sometimes. But what I'm saying is you cannot go to church on a Sunday and say, well, you know what? While the music was playing behind the pastor and he said that God spoke a $316 blessing and I gave my $316, so he's supposed to be pressed down, shaken together. So I'm supposed to be getting $36,000 back next week or next month. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. What you need to understand is Just like you have to apply the Bible and make changes in your personal life, if you want to see changes in your personal relationships, you have to apply the Bible to your financial behavior if you want to see the Bible or the Word make changes to your financial outcomes. You actually have to apply biblical principles. You have to wrap your mind around that. You have to apply biblical principles to your life to get biblical outcomes. What a lot of you are doing is you used to gamble in the past, or maybe you used to do some illegal things, try to make quick money, or you maybe used to scam, or whatever the case may be. You were bad with money before you got saved, and now you got saved, and you're still looking for a scheme to gain financially, as opposed to applying the Word to your life and letting the natural process take its course. But there is no shortcut around that. All you're going to wind up doing is giving a whole bunch of lying pastors your money. That's all that's going to happen. So please stop doing that.